In the vast expanse of history, love rarely changes the fate of empires. But in the heart of the Ottoman world, one love story did exactly that. It was not written in poems or serenades, but in whispers of intrigue, political alliances, and an unbreakable bond that defied centuries of tradition. The story of Sultan Suleman, the magnificent, and Hurrem Sultan, once a concubine known as is not just a tale of romance. It is the greatest love story of the Ottoman Empire, a union that altered the destiny of millions. When Hurrem first entered the imperial harem, she was just another girl among hundreds, a slave, far from her homeland of Rutheni. She seemed destined for a life of anonymity behind the gilded doors of Topkapi Palace. Yet from the moment Suleman's eyes fell upon her, something changed. She was witty, sharp, and unafraid to speak her mind, qualities dangerous for a concubine, yet irresistible for a sultan. In a court where women were expected to remain silent, Hurrem's laughter, intelligence, and fiery spirit set her apart. Suleman, a ruler feared across Europe and the Middle East, found in her not just beauty, but companionship. Against all odds, the Sultan elevated her above all others, shattering the traditions that had bound Ottoman rulers for centuries. The Ottoman custom forbade sultans from marrying their concubines. Yet Suleman broke this law of silence. He freed Hurrem, then married her, making her his queen in all but name. The court gasped, ambassadors whispered, and rivals sharpened their daggers. For the first time, a slave girl had become the legal wife of a sultan. But this was more than passion, it was partnership. Hurrem was not content to sit idly by. She became Suleman's advisor, his confidant, and his political partner. She wrote letters to kings and emperors, negotiating alliances and shaping the empire's foreign policy. When Suleman marched to war, her words traveled with him. When he hesitated on decisions, her voice guided him. Together, they became an unstoppable force. Their love was not without enemies. The palace was a nest of rivals, and Hurrem's rise provoked jealousy and hatred. The most dangerous opposition came from Mahida, Suleman's first consort and the mother of his eldest son, Mustafa. Mustafa was beloved by the army and seen by many as the rightful heir. For Hurrem and her children, his survival was a threat. What followed was a tragedy that shook the empire. Accusations of treason, plots whispered in corridors, and a campaign of suspicion led Suleman to a heartbreaking decision. His son Mustafa was executed, paving the way for Hurrem's children to inherit the throne. To this day, historians debate whether Hurrem orchestrated Mustafa's downfall, or whether she merely survived a brutal system that consumed everyone in its path. Yet through scandal, betrayal, and blood, Suleman's love for Hurrem never wavered. He wrote her poetry under the name Mohibi, pouring his heart into verses that reveal the tender side of a ruler known as a conqueror. His letters to her speak of longing and devotion, as though even the most powerful man on earth could not live without her. Their love left marks not only on each other's hearts, but also on the empire itself. Hurrem sponsored schools, mosques, and charitable foundations, weaving her legacy into the very fabric of Istanbul. Together, they reshaped the Ottoman dynasty, proving that love could be as powerful a weapon as any army. But no love can escape the hand of fate. Died in 1558, leaving Suleman heartbroken. For years, he continued to visit her tomb in the Grand Suleimani Mosque complex, a monument he built in her honor. When Suleman himself died years later on campaign, he was laid to rest beside her. Even in death, the Sultan and his queen could not be separated. Their story remains more than romance. It is a legend of resilience, ambition, and devotion. It is the story of a woman who rose from slavery to become the queen of an empire, and of a sultan who defied tradition for the woman he loved. In the corridors of Topkapi, their whispers still echo, a reminder that love, even in the most ruthless of places, can change the course of history.